I'd like to share my story about building a multi-stop search engine online. I joined a company called Boots and All in January or so of 2011. By September of 2012, we had built and launched a new online service to help people. It was indie.bootsandall.com to help them plan their multi-stop trips. So anything you could not buy on Kayak or Skyscanner, you could buy with us, such as a multi-stop, an open jaw, stuff like that. And Boots and All already had a great deal of traffic, was a success in reaching out to people for transformative travel, supporting travel. We built some widgets to help drive traffic. So we promoted it across the network. And I'll show you an example of a widget. It looks something like this one, and embedded into an article. And you could get to our product and you could see it at work. You could see it as estimates. We learned that this would be something useful. And you can immediately start editing. Part of what we wanted to do is get everything under bootsandall.com. By the way, our team was about 5 people. We had a front and back end developer. I worked as technical project manager and QA and designer. And we had our CEO giving us some guidance, product guidance. He also set up the relationships with the back office to help us fulfill on the tickets. Everything you see at our site, you could purchase, and we would fulfill. And fulfillment was done by Chris, another founder of Boots and All, who did all of support and fulfillment. As soon as we launched in September, within a few weeks, we had sales, and we've had sales consistently through then, so a few sales every week. So here's how this product works. So some users come in through this interface and start editing right away. They can edit by changing dates. They can edit by changing traveling by land or by air. So pretty much create whatever they want. We limited this at 25 stops, although it could go on forever. We built this product from scratch, MySQL, PHP, MySQL, some JavaScript, pretty much coded, all from scratch. And after we did the front end, we built out the back end to do these searches. They're also done from scratch. We built our own API for doing searches, hooked into one of the, what's called a GDS. We hooked it into Amadeus. So users arrive here, they work on a trip. You can add in any location you want. Go to Caracas. We built this drop-down. We added in different things like countries, which you don't always find. Well, you do find them now. And move stuff around, have fun with it. And then if you want to do a search, wow, this is really messy. You can, let's go ahead and just keep it simple here. You could do a lot of things like this. Let's make all of this airfare. You get little estimates we built in this engine. It's being fed by data we got from other users. Recently put this in. Let's go ahead and log in via Google. So we have native login, and we also have these 2 social media logins. That was also built from scratch. So I'm now logged in. I've set up that. You can search up to 9 passengers. And here we're doing a search. So there's a lot of work going on in the background here, doing these searches, proprietary API that we've built up over the last few years. And there we go. So you would be getting results that you would not get if you were just searching on the regular GDS directly. So we're using the API to connect into Amadeus to do a search. So we have two main screens. But here are the flight details. I tried to keep this as simple as possible. Try to get as much off the screen as we could. You can see up here at the top, there's 3 tabs. We're bringing you the lowest price. That looks pretty compelling for all these flights, the shortest travel time, the fewest stops. Just try to keep things clean, keep them fast. You can go ahead and save this. And you can also go in and from each of these legs, take a good look at it. If one of them looked a little long, like 19 hours seems a little long to go from Denpasar to Frankfurt, you could go in and click more and do some edits. Currently, that's not set up for me to be able to make any edits. But here, I could look through different times, different providers, and choose what I want. We're also here doing a search. This is an exhaustive search of 7 days or 6 more days to do a lot of the hard work for our users. So here you can see this already is as low a price as we're going to get. It's hard to tell from this, but some of these legs are married to each other, thereby creating a very low price. Perhaps if we went over to this, and we would see something different. Looks like a whole city was injected in here to try to get some lower prices. And so that's what's going on here. We're also in the back end, on our side, we're tracking all the changes and all the choices that our users making so that we can better understand what they're interested in. So any kind of change, any kind of movement, any kind of decision, we have that information, which now you can get from something like Heap Analytics. But for us, when this launched, we were collecting all of that. So everything you see on our site, you can book. Unlike Google and ITA software, they do some pretty nice searches for multi-stop, but they never had the intention to sell, only to search. So here you can go in and search. We're using PayPal API, collecting information. When you purchase, this order is actually being reserved in Amadeus and being set aside for a human to look at, to review before moving forward. We felt that was appropriate for the size of orders that we were getting. We've been through many iterations of the software, many cycles to improve and refine what you see here. What else can I tell you about the product? It worked well for us. I worked on the product about 2 years, 3 years before we got into an acquisition, and then I moved to focus on the acquisition. The company hired another person to lead this. So a little bit of the product has been led by another person, and then we decided to rebuild the entire thing from scratch using different frameworks. But all in all, users really liked this. We've had over 100,000 users. And happy to answer more questions. Thank you.